Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I hope you're having a positive and productive day. My name is Kel with the Planner Aisle, and today I'm doing a complete planner haul and going through all of the inserts, planners, and accessories I'm using for 2025. I've been waiting so long for everything to come in. I had several custom inserts, so shipping did take a little longer, but all of my orders are finally here. I will be doing a deep dive detailing how and why I'm using everything in my planner setup videos coming in a few weeks, but today I just wanted to do an overview of what I purchased for my planner system for next year and how it fits into my routine. Before we hop in, I do want to give a quick shout out to Kalani for requesting this video. She wanted to know what inserts I'm using for the new year, and I'll definitely walk through those I'm using for all of my planners in this video. As always, I'll include links to as many items as I can in the description, and make sure to leave me a comment with any questions or topics you'd like for me to include in my next video. Without further ado, let's hop in. So starting with planners first, this year I started the year with my everyday carry, my content planner, and my wellness planner. I ended up purchasing a separate budget planner in August and a new wellness planner as well. For 2025, my planner lineup looks a little different. So if you follow me over on Instagram, you've already seen my new agenda, but I did purchase the Louis Vuitton GM agenda in Damier Ebene. This will replace my monogram GM and serve as my main everyday carry. I really love the look of the dark chocolate interior, and I just thought that it would match the colors I'm planning on using for 2025 really well. My monogram will now serve as my business planner and is replacing my Vanderspek Janet Leather agenda that I used this year. I love this cover so much, but it's just a little too bulky and high maintenance for it to be a practical addition to my routine next year, so I've decided to retire it for the time being. I'm using the same budget planner that I've been using this year. This one is from Mall Paper. It's a really great option if you want a planner with a thinner profile that can still hold a nice amount. This one has 20mm rings, so it's slightly thinner than the Louis Vuittons. I'm using this notebook by Rosie Papetree for my wellness agenda. I used to use the cloth and paper spiral planner, but I really wanted more flexibility since I'm tracking a lot of different areas when it comes to my well-being. The spiral planner was a little too restrictive in that way, and with the new spiral planner being even more restrictive, I decided to keep the same notebook to log and track wellness for the new year. I'll also be using this notebook by Infinite Lotus as a sort of daily planner. This is a special order. You can have the front customized to say whatever you want, and you can also choose the layout that you want on the inside. It's a great alternative to daily inserts and a really good place to write the detail for your day that you may not have room for in your weekly or monthly spread. I'll be doing full detailed setups and walkthroughs of all of these planners this month and next month, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button if you want to know when those are posted. But I'm really confident in my planner system for next year, and I can't wait to get these fully set up and ready to go. So looking at dashboards and dividers, for 2025, I have a new set of dividers for my main agenda and then a mix of dashboards, those I purchased, those I made, and those I'm reusing from this year. I bought two 2025 year at a glance dashboards. This one is from Rosie Papetree. I'm using this one this year as well in my main agenda, and then I purchased this one here from Infinite Lotus that I'll use in my business planner. I'm also using this 2025 dashboard in my main agenda. I made this myself. It's inspired by the Duo dashboard by Elamon Paper Co. I'll link it down below. And then I'm using the same vellum here from Rosie Papetree that goes with their dashboard duo set, and this will go in my main agenda. This Kanban dashboard is by Cloth and Paper. I'm using it in my business planner to help me see the status of my projects that I'm working on. And then I bought this linen dashboard from Crossbow Planner Co., which will serve as my motivation page in my main agenda for next year. I made this dashboard for my business planner. I just have my logo on the front, and then on the back I have my focus phrase for the year. For 2025, it's growth is on the other side of discomfort. Similar to my main agenda, I also have a motivation page for this planner. This is an older dashboard by Cloth and Paper that says when your vision is clear, strategy is easy, and that's layered over this brushstroke dashboard by Infinite Lotus. There's a few others that I'm using this year that I plan on reusing for next year as well. I also have these monthly vellum covers by Cloth and Paper from several years back that I want to find a place for. I always like these and the quotes on each one, but I never had space for them. I may end up using them either in my budget planner or in my business agenda, but I definitely want to try to utilize them for 2025. For my dividers, I'm using these thin blank vellum ones from Infinite Lotus in my business agenda. You can have these customized, but since my setup is new, I didn't want to pay for customization since my sections are likely to change. For my main agenda, I decided to consolidate my sections in half the number of dividers I'm using from 6 to 3. That way it just looks a lot cleaner with more of a simpler layout. These are custom dividers by Gracie Edits, and I have one for schedule, content, and notes and miscellaneous. I'm still working through what dividers I want to use for my budget planner. I may use these gray low profile ones by Cloth and Paper or these vellum top tab dividers by Infinite Lotus. I also may end up making my own if none of these work, but I'll film a reel or a quick clip once I figure it out. So next, let's go through the most important purchases for any agenda, and that is inserts. So this is where I spent the most time determining what I would use, since having the right inserts can make all the difference in how successful your days and weeks are. Similar to my dashboards, the inserts I'm using next year are a mix of new ones I'm trying for the first time, those I made myself, and the same ones I used this year. So starting with those that I use in my main agenda, first is my quarterly overview by Rosie Papetree. I use these to mark birthdays, work deadlines, and other important events. My monthly insert is by Infinite Lotus. This is the month on 2-page spread. I've used this for several years now, and it's one of my favorites when it comes to seeing my events and to-dos at a glance. It also has an area on the back to review your month, and it's just a nice, simple 1-page overview of your tasks. These are my weekly inserts, and this is the biggest change from last year. These are the weekly hourly layout by Infinite Lotus, but I did have them customized slightly. Each column comes with an extra line under the weekday, but I had them remove it so I'd have a place to put my event stickers, bill due, and payday stickers. If you watch my other videos, you know that I've been using the weekly horizontal grid spread by Infinite Lotus for a couple of years. This year, I really wanted a weekly with a timed section since I do have so many meetings throughout the day. I'll go through the ins and outs of how I plan on using the spread in my setup video, but I'm really looking forward to trying these out next year. These are social tracker inserts that I created myself that I'm using for my content section, and these serve as an overview of my publishing schedule on the front and a progress tracker on the back. I'm using various inserts for notes and charts and things, but the last new insert I'm using next year in this planner are these dated graph note inserts by Infinite Lotus, and these I plan to use for my team meetings at work. For my business planner, I'm using these vision board inserts by Cloth and Paper. I've had these for a while and I've just been waiting to use them. These are the month on 4-page layouts by Infinite Lotus, and these serve as my content calendar for all of my socials and my publishing calendar for blog posts and other website tasks and business deadlines. Next is another special order weekly from Infinite Lotus. This layout comes ready-made in an undated format, but I chose to order the dated version instead. This is where I plan on writing out the ideas and plan detail for my content. So while my calendar serves as more of a publishing log of content, my weekly will serve as my scheduling area and place where I write the detail of what I'm planning to publish. These are the column notes spread by Infinite Lotus. I'm planning to use these for training notes for classes and skill courses I'm taking, but I may also use these for notes in general. These mind mapping inserts are by Cloth and Paper, and this is where I do all of my brainstorming for the Planner Owl. These have really come in handy this year, and it's a perfect place to get all of your ideas down in one spot and then organize them later. The last insert I'm using for next year are these graph note inserts, also by Cloth and Paper. I've been using these for years, and these serve as a perfect place to make lists, charts, take notes, sketch, or just about anything else that you want to use them for. I'm going to be using these for a variety of reasons, but it'll primarily be for notes and branding and design details since I do plan on having an entire section in my business agenda just for that. And that's the majority of inserts that I'm using next year. I do have the inserts in my budget planner that I'm using as well. I'm finalizing the design on those, but once that's finished, I'll be sure to show you guys that over on Instagram. They'll also be available for download in my resource library. Make sure to head over to the website and check those out and my other freebies if you're interested. So now let's take a look at the stickers. So this year, I really wanted to minimize the number of stickers I use in my everyday planning and really reserve them for special occasions, urgent events, or things that I need to pull my focus. I also decided to just use a few planner shops to buy stickers from, mainly to avoid a mix of sizes on my spreads. Not a huge deal for most people, but having different size stickers on one page has always been a pet peeve of mine. So this year, I'm using a mix of icon stickers and transparent stickers from Daisy Papers, and then these spotlight stickers from Cloth and Paper. So I have quite a few that I purchased. These are Instagram and YouTube icons. I'm using these in my main agenda to mark where I'm posting or publishing a reel or video. These are cycle and scale icons that I'm using in my wellness planner. The running icons I'll use to mark cardio days in my main agenda. The camera is for when I film and the mic's for when I'm recording. I may end up combining these and use one or the other since I typically do these at the same time, but I couldn't decide which icon that I wanted, so I got both. These are for birthdays, the notepad is for blogging or writing, and then I got these little floral stickers for my journal, which I'll show you in just a minute. Last year, I had icons to mark different types of meetings and work events, and it was just too much and too time consuming. This year, I wanted to simplify things even further and only use icons to mark the things where I want my attention to shift, primarily regarding my business and well-being, which is my main priority for 2025. Looking at my transparent stickers, I wanted to do the same thing here in terms of limiting the number of colors I use to help simplify my routine. These are also by Daisy Papers. I've got several colors, but I only plan on using 2 or 3 in my main agenda. The rest I'll end up using in my budget planner or just have on hand as backup if I change my mind down the road. This rust color is what I plan on using to mark anything super urgent. The reddish orange just sticks out really well on paper. I'll probably end up using nude or taupe to mark bills on my monthly spread, and then either sea mist or lilac to mark holidays or special events. These corner stickers are my favorite. I use the toffee ones on my weekly to mark when a bill is due, and these two I use on my expense tracker to mark if a charge is a business expense or if it's coming out of my sinking fund. The only other stickers aside from my payday ones that I'm using in my agendas are these spotlight stickers. I love these stickers. I've been using them ever since they popped up in a sub box a while back. I use the green ones to mark when I post YouTube videos on my content planner spread in my main agenda, and the tan ones I use on my monthly to mark when I go into the office. I have a lot of other stickers that I did buy for this year, but I'm mainly using those in my journal, which is where I tend to do more decorative spreads. For my functional planners, I rarely use decorative stickers. I prefer to keep those agendas as simple and functional as possible. So last, I just have a few accessories that I purchased for 2025. First is this planner caddy. I've been looking for one of these forever and found this one on Amazon. It's this super cute off-white teddy bear fabric and comes with removable Velcro dividers so you can fit whatever you like in here. I love that it has outside pockets too, which is perfect for holding stickers, pins, and other supplies. It comes in different colors, but I'll link this one down below if you're interested. I'm also using different highlighters this year. I've been using the mild liners for a while, but I decided to purchase a few Tombows. I do like the mild liners, and I still use some of the colors in my journal and supplemental planners, but I really wanted to use more of the neutral colors for my everyday carry, and Tombow just has a much wider selection of neutrals. These are the 5 that I plan on using. You can pick these up at Michael's or Amazon. I'll make sure to include the colors that I'm using in the description. I did purchase a few new stickies for this year. These 3 are by Rosie Papetree. Normally I keep one of each in my planner so I have one on hand if I need to grab one really quickly. I also purchased these Tortured Poet Department stickies from Etsy. I'm a huge Swiftie and I thought that these were a super cute way to show support and love for the album. And then I have these graph grid stickies that came in the Infinite Lotus sub box. I love grid stickies. I run through them like crazy, so these are definitely going in the lineup for 2025. I have a pretty large collection of sticky notes and I end up using just about all of them at least once throughout the year, but I like to switch things up a bit if I can, and these 5 will probably be my most used for next year. The last thing I wanted to show you is my journal. This is a woodland mushroom journal. I purchased this from Books A Million. It's replacing my thinner journal that I used last year. This one is really thick, but next year is going to have its challenges and difficulties, and it's important that I check in with myself more frequently frequently and prioritize self-care now more than ever. The great thing about journaling is that it's your space to write, draw, decorate, or do whatever you need to express and get all of your feelings and emotions out. This is where I use all of my washi and decorative stickers that I've purchased. If you're interested in a journal with me video or other decorative style videos, then let me know. But if you have not purchased a journal for 2025, I highly recommend that you do. 2025 is going to be a year for self-care and reflection, and journaling is such a great way to prioritize well-being so you can show up not just for yourself, but for the people and the communities who need you. So that's my list of planner goodies that I'm using for 2025. Again, my in-depth planner setups are coming soon, as well as part 2 of my beginner planner series, so make sure to subscribe and do all the YouTubey things so you don't miss those videos. Also, make sure to follow me over on Instagram for more planning and organizational content, sending positive vibes your way. Until next time, stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day.